Tesla Model 3 and Model Y increased with 2022 model year. Today we'll be speaking about Tesla Model 3 and Model Y increased with 2022 model year. We discuss the new design, the new battery, and the improved range of the new Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. With the 2022 model year, Elon Musk's electric vehicle business Tesla changed its Model 3 and Model Y ranges, and most of them now have longer ranges, but this varies depending on the wheels. With each new model year, most automakers improve the technical parameters of their vehicles before introducing a more major modification with the vehicle's mid-cycle makeover. Tesla's business strategy isn't like that, as the Palo Alto electric car company routinely changes its cars even within a model year. However, the arrival of the Model 3 and Model Y in the United States for the 2022 model year coincides with one significant change: increased range. In classic Tesla style, no rationale is provided as to how the extra miles were obtained. For the time being, all we have are the figures posted on the company's website. Model years are less important to Tesla than most other manufacturers, since the electric automaker does not wait for a new model year to upgrade its vehicles. It regularly provides new functionality and updates as they become available throughout the year. However, some model years correlate with more significant alterations, according to the analysis. Before we get into the details of the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, never to miss an update from us. That said, let's get into it. Tesla has elevated the value of its Model Y midsize SUV in the United States for the 8th time in 2021 alone. The Tesla Model Y long range now starts at a slight under $59,000, an increase of $1,000, while the Model Y performance now starts at $63,990, an increase of $1,000. In contrast, a $1,000 price increase may not seem like much, especially on a vehicle that already costs close to $60,000. The actual issue is that the Model Y long range was just $50,000 at the start of the year and has seen its price rise by nearly 20% in that time. We're old enough to recall when the Model Y was just $4,000 more than the fabled $35,000 Model 3, which is no longer accessible. And when the model was praised for being closely, it's connected to the sedan to make it more accessible. Right now, the standard single-motor rear-wheel drive Model 3 costs $46,190. The Model Y has gone from an economical and straightforward derivative of the Model 3 to a luxury vehicle. This time, the Model Y has gotten another price boost by $1,000, putting it over the $60,000 threshold when destination charges are added. To put this in context, the Model Y began the year just above $50,000, then saw a series of incremental price increases that rolled out virtually every month. So it's not just milk, eggs, and bacon at the supermarket that have gone up in price. The Model 3 Standard Range Plus increased its range from 262 to 272 miles on a single charge. According to the source, Tesla now has the 19-inch wheels selected by default on the online configuration. Thus, the normal 18-inch wheels are only standard in price, as in cheaper. The range is reduced to 267 miles with the 19-inch wheels. Also, the standard Model 3 does not appear to be referred to as a Standard Range Plus by Tesla. The Model 3 dual motor is now referred to as long range, and the various battery packs are only distinguished by the Model 3 dual motor being referred to as rear-wheel drive. With the 18-inch wheels, the Model 3 long range can travel 353 to 358 miles. On a single charge, the range drops from 334 miles with 19-inch wheels. The most significant aspect of the Model 3's overall design is its safety. For optimal strength in every location, the metal construction is composed of aluminum and steel. Even with an all-glass roof, the Model 3 withstood 4 times its mass in a roof crush test. That's the same weight as 2 full-grown African elephants. Dual-motor all-wheel drive, 20-inch Uber turbine wheels, performance brakes, and modified suspension are available on the Model 3 for total control in all weather conditions. A carbon composite spoiler increases stability at high speeds, allowing the Model 3 to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds. The Tesla all-wheel drive incorporates 2 independent motors, each with only one linear actuator for low maintenance and optimum endurance for better redundancy. Unlike typical all-wheel drive systems, they digitally manage torque to the front and back wheels, providing significantly superior handling and traction control. Tesla positioned the Model 3 as more suitable to a broader range of customers than prior Tesla models. Tesla Model 3 has been the best-selling electric car in the world since early 2020, and it became the first electric car to reach 1 million global sales milestones in June 2021. For 3 years in a row, from 2018 to 2020, the Model 3 was the world's best-selling plug-in electric vehicle, PEV. It was the finest PEV in the United States for 3 years, from 2018 to 2020, and the best-selling PEV in Europe from 2019 and China in 2020. The Model Y long range received a boost as well. Its range increased from 326 to 330 miles. When it pertains to the Model 3 standard range, which is no longer referred to as standard range, Tesla just confirmed that all standard range vehicles would be equipped with LFP batteries. Model Y, just like every other Tesla, is built to be the safest vehicle in its class. The combination of a low center of gravity, a stiff body structure, and substantial crumple zones provides unrivaled protection. The Model Y is the most versatile vehicle on the market, capable of transporting 7 persons and their luggage. Each second-row seat folds flat on its own, allowing for versatile storage of skis, furniture, baggage, and other items. The liftgate opens to reveal a low trunk floor, making loading and unloading a breeze. For considerably improved handling, traction, and stability control, Tesla all-wheel drive boasts 2 ultra-responsive, independent electric motors that digitally direct torque to the front and rear wheels. In the rain, snow, mud, and off-road, the Model Y is capable. Standard range rear-wheel drive, long-range rear-wheel drive, long-range with dual-motor all-wheel drive, and performance were the 4 power plant options for the Model Y, with dual-motor all-wheel drive. The performance model and the long-range AWD versions are currently in production. The standard range RWD option was initially shelved in July 2020 because Musk was dissatisfied with the range, 230 miles EPA, but eventually became available in January 2020 with 244 miles of EPA range. The long-range RWD looks to have been discontinued by February 7, 2021. The loss of the standard range RWD Model Y has already upped the entry price by $9,000. After getting a similar price boost, the dual-motor Model Y long range starts at $60,190, while the Model Y Performance starts at $65,190. One possible difficulty with this scenario for consumers is that, despite the auto manufacturer's repeated statements that it'll first create the most expensive models before moving on to the base models for people on a tighter budget, the Model 3 and Model Y have done precisely the reverse. In truth, the most affordable variants debuted just for a short time after each model's manufacture began and then disappeared, substituted by ever more expensive variants. According to early reports, the increased range is due to the transition to lithium iron phosphate, LFP batteries. These are currently manufactured in China, although Tesla has stated that it intends to produce them in its Fremont factory to ease logistics. Tesla revealed the switch to LFP in its shareholders' presentation for Q3 2021 results last month. We are transitioning to lithium iron phosphate battery chemistry for standard range automobiles worldwide. Of course, car prices are increasing everywhere. However, many people are still unimpressed by Tesla's decision to raise the Model Y's price yet again, although the cost of production should conceivably decrease over time as production ramps up and becomes more efficient. The cost of parts like the battery should also be declining. Consequently, battery costs continue to be a problem worldwide, not just as manufacturers seek to avoid material sourcing issues, but also as the world emerges from the effects of the global COVID-19 pandemic. Nevertheless, there may be some good news on the approach for Americans eager to purchase a new Tesla, as U.S. President Joe Biden's forthcoming Build Back Better Act may provide a $7,500 tax credit for buying an electric vehicle. However, it is uncertain whether this tax credit will be retroactive for cars delivered in parts of 2021, or whether it'll only apply to new electric vehicles purchased after 2022. Although the Model Y is not yet accessible in Australia, it recently passed a significant legal hurdle when Australia's Infrastructure Department granted its vehicle type certification under the new road vehicle standards regulations. Meanwhile, deployments are not scheduled until the second quarter of 2022. It's a safe assumption that the Model 3 and Model Y will experience more price increases in the coming months, given they've been happening regularly and have generally gone in one direction. The distribution dates vary depending on which Model Y you buy, and it's important to note them. While the Model Y Performance is expected to arrive in January 2020, the first customers of the long-range variant will see their cars in June of next year for those with 20-inch wheels and October of next year for those with smaller 19-inch wheels. If you're looking for a long-range Model Y, it's best to prepare yourself with patience and careful wheel selection. In any case, the waiting period for a long-range Model Y is currently above 6 months. That's all for today. If you're interested in the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, let us know in the comments. And watch our video about the Tesla Model 2 and Tesla Cybertruck. Thank you for watching and make sure to subscribe.